Yes, people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. We're here for another episode of Transfer Talk. The three big subjects are down the bottom, as you can see. City leading the race for Harry Kane. Arsenal want to sign Neto from Barcelona. And Chelsea are preparing to make a £80 million bid for Jadon Sancho. Obviously, Jadon Sancho very heavily linked with Manchester United. But can Chelsea and will Chelsea try and get one up on United and get the deal done quickly? That's what we're going to be talking about today. As always, the links are in the chat for you to come on and have your say about anything that could be going on today. But before we do that, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel with notifications on if you are new. Socials are above my head. Instagram there, Twitter there. Make sure you go check them out. It would massively help us out. But let's get straight into it. Let's get into what we're hearing, and then we'll get into it. But Liam saying Banter FC won't get Neto. Not a chance. They got more of a chance signing a snake rather than signing him. It's the Neto from Barcelona, not the Neto from Wolves. It's the one from Barcelona, backup goalkeeper. It could happen. It could. Why can't it happen? That's the question. It's not the Neto from Wolves, though. It's not Pedro Neto. It's the Neto from Barcelona. But let's start with Harry Kane. As we know, a couple of days ago, on Monday, Harry Kane said, "I'm leaving Spurs." Now, there's a lot to this that we need to talk about. There's the most important bit is what the stances of both the club and the player are. Now, the club are saying he's not leaving. We're not selling him. The player's going, "I'm ready to go to war. I'm leaving." So for me, I think Kane will go. There's no doubt in my mind that Harry Kane will leave Tottenham Hotspur at the end of the season in during the summer transfer window. It's where he will go. Who will pick him up? Manchester City at the moment leading the way to getting Harry Kane. And I said this yesterday, and I've said this. I said that I've been thinking on this. I know that Manchester City don't tend to buy players that are not overpriced, but in a high bracket. They don't tend to buy them mega superstars. They tend to buy really good players and turn them into superstars. But there's not many times that a superstar like Harry Kane is in the transfer window, right? Very rare does that happen, especially for a striker, right? Very rarely does a world-class striker like Harry Kane go into a transfer window. Very, very rare. So, yes, it isn't City's normal approach. But the big thing is, this doesn't tend to happen, right? There's only, if we think about it, there's only what? Harry Kane, Lewandowski, Mbappe, that are probably of this ilk, of this world-class nature. There's only them, for me, that really are world-class forwards. I wouldn't even put Haaland in that sentence. Haaland is, for me, majorly overhyped. Look, I saw him against City and he did a good job. There's no doubting of that. But he wasn't amazing. He was good, but he was not world-class, shall we say. He was marked out the game. So for me, whilst I hear that, it really, that is a bit of a shocker in terms of me, that everyone's hyping him, way overhyping him, saying that he's going to do a madness. He may go on to do a madness, but he ain't doing that now, is he? Right? Haaland is not better than Robert Lewandowski. He is not better than Harry Kane, right? That Haaland is not world class yet. He's very good, but also take into context, he's doing it in the Bundesliga, where they play with ridiculously high lines and they get centre backs who can chase back, right? Very, very overhyped, in my opinion. So I see City getting Harry Kane. I really do. I think Manchester United, I don't think will go for him. I would see United more likely trying to go for Sancho. But then if Chelsea pick up Sancho quite quickly, then you could easily conceivably see United go for Harry Kane. But United need to have a plan, and they need to have that plan in place very quickly. Manchester City don't. They're favourites to get Harry Kane. Harry Kane wants to go and win trophies. Where else to go win trophies than a team that is winning trophies? They've won multiple Premier League titles. They're in the Champions League final. They've won an FA Cup. They've won countless Carabao Cups. I mean, if you want to pad your way to a shit ton of trophies for the end of your career, Manchester City is probably the destination for you. If you want to have your name engraved into as one of the greats, you probably pick either United or Chelsea, and you win them a Premier League or even a Champions League, and you go down as an all-time great and a hero for one of them clubs. But no, City, they really, I do. Look, we report on the news that's in the mainstream media. Obviously, our connections to Harry Kane or Jadon Sancho, so I couldn't possibly give you an exclusive. But what's being reported, and by using my sort of brain and thinking about it in terms of a football point of view, I can see City easily, conceivably, leading the race to get Harry Kane. But I want to hear what you think. I want to hear what your thoughts are on this one. Lansley saying West Ham leading the way for Sam Johnstone. That would be a cracking move. Look, Sam Johnstone will leave West Brom at some point this season, won't he? So he'll definitely leave at the end of the season. He's far too good to be in the Championship. So yeah, I mean, if you got Sam Johnstone, that would be a cracking signing. Not Pickford, Ramsdale would also be a good one. But yeah, Manchester City leading the race for Harry Kane. I can see that happening very, very, very easily. They have the money, they have the manager, they have the history of winning shit anyway. So look, it's all down to Harry Kane at the end of the day. But Daniel Levy ain't gonna let him go easily. You're gonna have to pay a lot of money to go get Harry Kane. Daniel Levy saying we're not selling him. That is a negotiation tactic. Daniel Levy wants as much money as physically possible for Harry Kane, because that Spurs squad needs a rebuild, and big rebuild. Right? It needs centre backs, it needs attackers, it needs wing back, it needs a fucking lot done to it. Right? So Daniel Levy knows he needs money. And Tottenham are a huge debt with that stadium. So revenue-wise, they're down. Hence why they probably they charged extortionate prices for tonight's game. I don't know if you guys have saw that article. Not article even. It's basically a picture with him, one of the newspapers, and it's saying what all the clubs are charging fans for the last game of the season for them is, and Tottenham right at the top of the list. That is shameless, utterly shameless from Spurs, because what are you even playing for? Can they get Europa League? I mean, are they even in the spots to get Europa League football? That's the question. Having a look now. Yeah, so they're fighting with West Ham. West Ham need to win both their games, because if not, they're looking at Conference League, which would be a major blow for them, because they were right Champions League, weren't they? So that would be a huge blow to West Ham. Obviously Leeds 3 points behind, goal difference, so slipping. So I don't think you can slip down further than 8th, unless Everton win both their games. But look, West Ham need to win their games. But Spurs, they're fighting for Europa League. could get Conference League if they don't perform. So Tottenham Hotspur absolutely need to win these games, and you have to ask if everything that's been said about Harry Kane, what's his mentality going to be going into these games? He's a professional. He is a professional, but is he going to have that ability to still want it? Is he going to want it as much as a Heung-min Son who looks like he's staying? So that'll be a bit mad. Landsey saying rumours of Rice being injured for tonight. That would be a huge blow. I mean, I hope it's only a knock, because if we lose Rice for the Euros, I'll be fucked right off. He'd just come back. If David Moyes has ruined my summer by bringing Rice back too early, I'll hurt him. I'll hurt David Moyes. That is what I'll say. Arsenal can't really get Europa League. They're looking like they're going to finish 10th, which is abysmal for them. That is not a good season for them. But let's talk Arsenal. Arsenal want to sign Neto from Barcelona, the backup goalkeeper. That wouldn't be a bad move, I guess. I don't really know much about Neto. I mean, I know he's the backup goalkeeper at Barcelona. I know he was at I want to say Valencia. I want to say he was at Valencia. Look, would that be a good signing? Maybe. Yes. No. I mean, it's one of them that it could work out to be quite a good one. He's 31 years old, so I suppose he's got the experience. He's a Brazilian, which, look, that would probably go down quite well. But no, look, Neto, I'm going to get some more stats from him. His market value is £9 million, so you're expecting within the region of probably 12 to 15 to prize him away from Barcelona. It would be a good move. It would be a good move. He's made 6 appearances, conceded 6 goals, but he's got 2 clean sheets. So that's in La Liga anyway. In the Champions League, he's made 3 appearances, conceded 1 goal, 2 clean sheets. So that's fairly good there. In the Copa del Rey, 2 appearances, 1 goal conceded, 1 clean sheet. And he didn't play in the Super Copa, which is the Super Cup in America. So he went to Barcelona actually in the 2019-20 season for a fee of 23.4 million, right? So a fairly big transfer fee, especially with his value now at 9 million. You would assume 15 million would probably be enough to get him in. You would assume so anyway. Look, I don't know much about European football. That's the beauty of it, is I don't pretend to know about European football. It's European football. I'll be brutally honest with you. I don't watch European football because I watch the Premier League, mainly because I'm English. I mean, I might occasionally chuck on a Bundesliga game or even a League One game from France, because that's on BT Sport, isn't it? But also, you can't La Liga. I have like Now TV. I use just internet to get all my stuff for Sky and BT and that shit. I mean, I know you got like that La Liga app, haven't you, or whatever it is, but I ain't paying money to fucking watch La Liga.
No,
I mean,
exactly.
I pay for Now TV, and I pay for BT Sport for obviously the Premier League and the Formula One for Sky, but I ain't paying for no fucking La Liga. Like,
let's face it, now, if the league offered only a package to watch Barcelona and Real Madrid games, that's the majority of what English people would only pay for. They pay for if they could, not the whole of the league. I mean, I'm not paying for Osasuna against Villarreal. I'm not paying for that. Sorry, it's not happening. And plus, you're right. Most people because they haven't got time to watch all this football, get probably the details of players from the Champions League or the Europa League or European tournaments. This guy, Chelsea linked to the Wolfsburg defender, I have never heard of him before in my life. Never heard of him, yeah? I don't watch Wolfsburg. Yeah. I barely watch Bayern Munich and Dortmund. I know it's on BT, but I barely watch them. So, I don't know.
It's because most of their games clash, don't it? Like,
oh yeah,
it's what do you want to watch? Do you want to watch maybe not Crystal Palace, but Leeds versus West Ham, or do you want to go watch Real Madrid absolutely obliterate one of the Spanish teams in La Liga? Like,
but yeah, you know what? Sorry, it might sound make me a little Englander, but I'm watching Leeds against West Ham.
Well, yeah, it's going to be an entertaining game, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, because I know, because as much as even when I say, I'd only watch Real Madrid games, even sometimes Real Madrid games, really ones you're looking for is against Atletico Madrid and Barcelona, aren't you? Really, you're only really looking at those games. So you're talking about 6 or 8 games in the season, something like that. So, but yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, I've always said this. I've never wanted to deceive I think that's the word I'm looking for. Deceive the viewers, the people that watch us, because I could tell you I watch all of Europe, all of it, fucking everything. I watch every team. I don't, because I've got a YouTube channel where I've got about 3 videos a day.
Yeah,
right? that takes up at least 3 hours of my time. That's just on the streaming end. You don't want to know the shit I'm doing backstage and behind the scenes, making graphics for these shows. Like it's a madness. So if I'm watching something, it's going to be on in the background, right? And normally I listen to a bit of music. I'm listening at the moment. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but they're called Camp. Mate, fucking love them. They play with a banjo. Oh, mate. If you want something that is really relaxing, this going off topic completely, but if you want something that is nice and relaxing, it's got a bit of not edgy, but it's quite nice. Trust me, Camp with a banjo, mate. You can't beat it. That's what I will say. But back to the football. Barcelona's Neto. He is a goalkeeper. He's been at Barcelona since 2019. He was signed for £23.4 million. Obviously, he's not really overtaken ter Stegen in any way, shape, or form. Valued at 9 million, so you're probably looking at a bid of 15 million to prize him off Barca's hands, unless they want to recoup what they paid for him, but I doubt they're going to get that. He's 31 years old as well. Before Barcelona, he was at Valencia for a year or 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. He was at Valencia for 2 years. Signed there for 6.3 million. Before that, in 2015 till 2017, he was at Juventus on a free transfer. And then he started his career in Europe at Fiorentina in 2010. And before that, he was at Atletico PR in Brazil. Again, I don't watch European football, let alone Brazilian football. I can't remember who said to do it. It may have been you, Andrew, about covering the
Copa America.
And I looked at you
you went like I don't know what, like I said something like the weirdest thing you'd ever heard.
Like you'd literally just shagged one of my family members and then slapped him in the face with a brick. I was like, what?
Yeah, it's like I insulted you or your family. You know?
Yeah, it's like,
stop Copa America.
I cover Euros. I cover Premier League. I do Formula One and Argyle. Man ain't doing no Copa America. No, none of that bullshit. Just because it's Copa America in this, I've no interest. I've zero to little interest in that.
Yeah,
it's on BBC.
You're right.
It's on the BBC, isn't it? It's on the BBC.
Yeah, they're doing a load of the games. Yeah, you're right.
I may watch I may watch a game or two at a push, and if the final's Brazil versus Argentina or like a big final, I may do the final for a watch along. But no, I'm not.
No, when everyone says, "Oh, they won the Copa," when everyone says they won the Copa League, it's like when someone tells me about news about someone I don't know about. You know, when you just go, "Yeah, okay," and then you just walk on.
Yeah. I hear that.
It doesn't register.
Yeah, no, I do hear that. I do hear that. On the bottom of your screen, you can see the topics that we've got today. I'm trying out different things. So let me know in the comments if what I'm doing works or if it doesn't work. I've sort of not put the ticker up. I've put this one instead to make it look like a ticker. Let me know what you think of it. If you don't like it, I can switch it back. But it's better for you because I may come up with this amazing idea that I think is amazing. You lot are like, that's utter horse. So that normally that would be helpful.
Breaking news thing to pop up. You need breaking news. Oh, you got it. Well, you know what I mean. Like comes across the screen, it flashes up. Breaking news, and then you can have it like at the bottom.
Well, yeah. What I need to do is I need to work. Now I do everything on my phone, so apologies if it's not all amazing. I am becoming very inventive. I won't tell you how I make the overlays. All I will say is Microsoft PowerPoint. But what I am looking at is trying to make a more interactive ticker at the bottom, but I need to search for apps and have a look. There's so much you can do on a phone, you just never really guessed. But no, the first way we were covering is Manchester City leading the race to sign Harry Kane. I said this yesterday, and Charles tried shouting me down. I love Charles to pieces, but she tried shouting me down.
Charles really wants
no, I know that. But so I've always said it doesn't fit City's transfer policy. City are very much a club that buys very good players, turns them into mega stars and superstars. But then I was also thinking it's not often that a world-class striker is put in the transfer window.
Yeah.
Very, very rare that a Harry Kane style player of his quality is shoved in the transfer window with a for sale sign on.
Yeah.
Very, very rare. So then I was thinking, would City on a one-time only thing go down this route of getting Harry Kane in? And then I was thinking, yes, I actually see them doing that. So for me, it's one of them that I can see City doing this. But what about you guys? What do you think City are in the lead to sign Harry Kane, or do you still think Chelsea are just going to get it done?
You see, I don't think we've got any chance of signing Harry Kane at all, Chelsea. My preferred, and I think what they're going to look at, Chelsea, is one of your things at the bottom, and also Lukaku, because the way it's priced, those two players would cost less than what I think Harry Kane's going to go for, in my eyes. And regarding City to sign Harry Kane, I know he's a world-class player and everything like that. They would have to change their structure, I think, for everything. Yeah. They rarely go for a player that's going on to 27, 28 years old. Very rare under Pep that they bought a player like that. Then his transfer fee. They've never paid over 70, 75 million, I think, for any transfer. Then he's currently on 200, 250 grand a week at Spurs. You got to think he's going to be wanting 350k at Man City. And I just think it's very, like you said, no. But then again, how rare do these players come on the transfer market, right? Does Pep go, I'm not going to be here for the next, I'm only going to be here for the next 2 years? Does he go, Harry Kane is the final piece? I could realistically win a quadruple. Do you know what I mean? I could win the Premier League. I could go 3 times in a row in the Premier League. I could go possibly back-to-back Champions Leagues, especially if I win this season without a striker. If I then add a striker to that, and remember, Harry Kane then goes to a club where he's not going to be forced to play the 3rd or 4th round of League Cup ties. He's not going to be forced to play or be brought on for a second leg of UEFA Cup game, or sorry, UEFA Cup was before Europa League, kids. Sorry to break that news. Europa League game that doesn't mean anything. Do you know what I mean? A third round away at Marine in an FA Cup time. He's not forced to come on. It may happen. Do you know what? It's fascinating because he, according to reports, wants this done himself, which is very arrogant of him to think so, to get this transfer done before the Euros kick off. I don't see that happening because you're negotiating with Daniel Levy to begin with.
I was just about to say there's plenty of moving plates around there. One of them, which is
and I want £10 million, Harry Kane. That's not happening.
I would also like to win the lottery. Chance of that happening. Big up to George though. Anyone not looking and not taking the chance not to buy Harry Kane must be mad, especially if he goes to a rival. You Spurs. And wages mean nothing, trophies mean everything. This is exactly what Harry Kane has sort of come out and said. Look, wages obviously help the deal, but it's them trophies. He wants guaranteed guaranteed money.
No, if he goes to City,
not money, trophies.
No, if he goes to City, if he goes to City or Chelsea, he will win something.
Yeah.
Also, and I this might be big of me to say so. I think if he goes to City or Chelsea, he breaks Alan Shearer's goal scoring record in about 2 seasons, 2.5 maybe. And I think he breaks the individual goal scoring record for a season at one of these two clubs. I think it's like 32, isn't it? 32, 37, something like that. I think he could get near 50 goals.
That's not an outrageous.
32 salary.
He could get near 50 league goals, I think, if he goes to one of them two teams because they create so many chances.
Even at United, he probably does similar.
Yeah,
exactly. Look at what he's doing, and again, no disrespect to Spurs, but look at what he's doing with that Spurs squad.
And he's only doing that because they're rubbish.
Yeah, but then you chuck in the likes of a Bruno or a KDB, someone of that ilk.
Yeah,
he'd be a madness. No player quotes, so it's all hearsay. Exactly, it is all hearsay. Harry Kane hasn't come out and done a public interview,
but the club haven't denied it.
The thing with the whole Harry Kane situation is, if he's put in front of the media tonight, that will be the big statement for me. If he's put in front of the media tonight, then that would be the thing.
Wouldn't you think the club would have denied it now? They've had 2 days to deny it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, there are some quotes from the club that we'll get into in just a second. But if you are new, though, please do leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Massively helps us. We've got coverage of all the big four, the original big four. We're looking at getting the top 6 done next season. We're looking at adding the 2 into the top 6 so that we've got all of the top 6 coverage. Very difficult to do though. So if you are Tottenham fans,
right? Includes Leicester.
I haven't got that far yet. Well, I haven't got that far yet. I'll work on that. But we'll work there. We'll work there. One thing at a time, one step at a time. But yeah, if you are new, it does massively help. If you're also a Spurs fan, get in touch with me. I want to add you to what we've got. George saying, remember, media love to rock the boat. That's not saying it's not going to happen. Look, Harry Kane. Levy apologised only last week for ESL. Levy won't tell you anything. Levy's a prick. Right? Yeah. I'll put that as politely as humanly possible. Levy's a prick. An absolute unadulterated prick.
And Harry Kane, if he thinks Levy's going to honour a gentleman's agreement, then he's an even bigger fool than.
Well, there are no direct quotes, obviously, but apparently Harry Kane is ready to go to war to get this deal done. Wow. So Harry Kane's like, yeah, fuck me about, I dare you. Harry Kane, because I could just see Harry Kane going, okay, I'm just going to go score own goals. They still count, right? You just see Harry Kane still there next season. Fuck it, own goals it is, boys. And knowing that Tottenham defence, he still wouldn't be able to tackle Harry Kane either.
Harry Kane has started a fortnight account. Harry Kane has started a fortnight account.
But the comments from Ryan Mason caught my eye today. So basically, Ryan was asked about Harry Kane and the fans giving him a farewell. And Ryan Mason sort of moves in a bit forward. He's like, farewell. And he's sort of like he's been living under a rock for the last few days, and he's absolutely none the wiser on what's actually happened. And he went, oh no, we have a game on Sunday as well that Harry's going to play a big part in as well. It's like Ryan Mason has deflected that one very bloody well. I mean, look, you can question Ryan Mason as manager all you like. I mean, I think we all are in agreement. He's probably not ready to be an elite manager at Tottenham Hotspur. But the way he's handled the press there, especially considering that the press was from the Sun. It was from the Sun, which is complete trash anyway.
Well, the Sun will spin it however they want.
Well, yeah, we'll get into the Sun in a bit because that's where one of these stories came from. It's why I say hold your horses on it. Read his statement from Levy today to Spurs fans. Levy's made a statement. This is very unusual. I'll go check it out whilst I get the panel started on their next question, because we might as well talk about the big news that you can see in the bottom. And I'll just a hint. It's not the Neto from Barcelona to Arsenal. That's not the big one that we'll be discussing. Mason is a Levy yes man. George, I hate to say it, mate. All managers are yes men to their bosses. I think only Jurgen Klopp and Pep are not yes men, and even they would have to tread very carefully on what they're saying in terms of club business. So that statement is I hear it. It's just everyone is a yes man. But talking of the Sun, look, I'm not saying this is a cast iron fact, right? I'm not saying that because and don't come at me in my DMs because I will fight you back. There's not a problem with that. Basically, apparently, and again, I need to emphasize this very fucking clearly. The Sun newspaper, The Sun, right? If you need that written down, it's THE space SUN. The Sun has reported that Chelsea have made an £80 million bid, or they're preparing to make an £80 million bid for Jadon Sancho. This was followed up by the Daily Mail, where I wonder where the Sun put it out.
Who's it in?
Let me finish.
I wonder where the Daily Mail got their news story from. I do wonder where on earth they got that. Klopp gets what?
That's the
Klopp
players
gets
he wants.
his players he wants in the transfer market. That's the difference. Yeah,
Sure,
I don't think so.
Sure, he wanted Virgil van Cabbage and that Swansea bloke he wanted. Yeah, I'm sure he wanted.
I don't think he got his target in January, did he?
No, he did not.
Nope.
No.
He got Kabak and Ben Davies. I'm sure Klopp would have wanted better than that. But Chelsea boys, I'm surrounded by four of you and a West Ham fan. This is the most London stream you'll get. But Sancho, firstly, do you think it's true? Do you think an £80 million bid has been put in or is being prepared to be put in to get Sancho?
Okay, I'll go first. I was like, the I don't know whether it has. It wouldn't be any doubt that I wouldn't put it past that they've spoken to his representatives. I think he wants to leave Borussia Dortmund. I don't think he cares who he goes to between Man United and Chelsea. And if anyone thinks just because he was a Chelsea fan he's going to choose us, please, I really hate that. Just because he's a Chelsea fan doesn't mean he's going to go to us. No, I would. If it's true, I would pursue this more than a Harry Kane. Like I said before, I'd pursue this. I'd get him and Lukaku before I'd even attempt to get Harry Kane, because I think this would work out better for us. Jadon Sancho can play anywhere, can play either side, left or right. You've already seen him. I know everyone's always in the Bundesliga, but he's popping up with assists and goals. He's maturing. He's only 20, 21. I think he's better than Ziyech, Cho, and Pulisic at the moment. I think like Pulisic at the moment is better than Ziyech at the moment. Cho's got to step up his game and change it. And I just think he would change the way we play as well, even though I'm on the outside, because I believe I think he's just a better player. I think he's that type of. I really do think he's a game-changing player, more than what we have at the moment.
Yeah.
And if it's true, sign him. 80 million for him. Don't care. It's like I say, I don't care how much we sign these players for. It really doesn't matter to me. Just sign him. It's not my money.
Your famous words are, "It's not my money."
It's not my money.
George saying he rejects the last player Evie bought in was Son 2015.
That's probably bang. That's probably bang on the money from George there. He's probably right. Son is probably the last quality player I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
He's probably the last quality player they bought.
Yeah,
but he's been inconsistent, hasn't he? Son's been good for the last 3 or 4 years.
I mean, you could put Højbjerg in there, but Højbjerg fell off a cliff this season pretty much.
Yeah, he's fell off.
One of them, I do hear that. In terms of world-class player, Son is the last one.
But he's turned into a world-class player, though, hasn't he? He didn't buy him as a world-class player.
No, absolutely. Sancho is the exact player Levy will avoid buying in with the Kane money. I'm not saying Sancho's going to Spurs. That is not, George. George, I hugely appreciate your comments, and you seem new. So do smash the subscribe button if that's possible. But I'm not willing to put Sancho to Spurs.
Oh man!
Unless I'm having a slow news day and I want to clickbait the shit out of some people, then I may consider doing that.
Let's face it, the only way he's going to Spurs next season is with when he's a member of the away team of United.
Football manager, isn't it? Football manager.
Exactly. Not even that. Even on FIFA, I can't transfer into Spurs. Even FIFA doesn't think that's logical, so I don't even do it.
Ndombele isn't class, or is Højbjerg? No, I hear that. True. I was just saying that they're the only two decent players you brought in recently, and even then, that's a push.
Yeah.
But Alex, what do you make of these? Well, this news from the Sun, or shall I say, Scum? That Chelsea have prepared or are making an £80 million bid for Sancho.
Look, man, I would take him all the way. You know, also nicking off a player, one of Man United's targets would even be sweeter. You know, just taking a player off Man United's books and us having him instead of Man United. Like, I'll be all for it. And I think we do need. Look, he's a goal scorer. He's an assister, and I think he always wanted to come back to the Premier League. So I think Sancho this summer he is going to leave. I think I don't want to change topic, but the likes of Haaland, I think he's going to stay. So I think Sancho is the one that Dortmund really do want to sell out of the two. So I think Sancho is. I think by the end of the Euros, or if he has, like he could also go to the Euros, have good Euros, and then it could even bump his price up. So.
He better be going to fucking Euros. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. But no. Look, man, I would take him all the way. We only have 3 wingers in our team, and depending if Chico changes his style and formation, you know, we can't only have 3 wingers. All the best teams in the world always have 4 great wingers. We have Ziyech, Hudson-Odoi, and Pulisic, who all 3 of them can be inconsistent sometimes. I think even Sancho can be inconsistent, but having 4 wingers of that ilk who are all still quite young, besides Ziyech.
Would you say the only way this doesn't happen is if United offer firstly more money, and secondly offer him guaranteed game time? Because at Chelsea, he's fighting with 3 other players to get starting 11. Now, I'm not suggesting that Hudson-Odoi is better. I'm just saying that he, in the back of his mind, he's going to be like, they got Ziyech, they got Pulisic, they got Cho. United, they got Dan James. Yeah, bring it on, Dan boy. Yeah. I'm fucking shaking in my boots.
That would be my only kind of like not doubt, but that would be my only kind of like question about Yeah,
You know, I do.
Depends. It depends how Man United really want to pursue it, because I think if Chelsea go in and really want him, and Chelsea just are there and want to try and get him, I think he'll end up going to Chelsea. But obviously, yeah, I think there's look, Man United as a club at the moment is still quite lucrative, because I think that how the squad is developing, Jadon Sancho would still be a good option for Jadon Sancho. I think obviously he would fit in really well, and he'll know that he'll be having a starting position. I guess at the end of the day, is it would you rather maybe live in Manchester, maybe live in London? I think that doesn't really matter. I think the money is lucrative, and look, man, he's got friends there. He's got Rashford and stuff.
I was just about to say,
he's not going to a place. It's not like he's going to a place where he doesn't know people, and it would make sense. If I was a neutral, I'll think, okay, it makes more sense for him to go to Man U, right? But I want him at Chelsea. I just think.
Yeah, no, look, I'd
offer
hear
Ziyech.
that.
I'd offer them Ziyech.
Offer
As
Ziyech,
part of the deal.
yeah.
I'd offer them Ziyech.
Tammy Abraham, or maybe Tammy Abraham.
Whoever. I'd offer them. I'd offer them Ziyech. I'd offer them. Not Tammy Abraham. They wouldn't take him. I'd offer Ziyech. I would, as part of the deal. Whether it's 80 million and Ziyech, I don't know, but I would offer Ziyech, because you're getting someone in as well. He'd probably do better in the Bundesliga than he would do in the Premier League.
I suppose also with that, then that takes a little bit. Look, I think you're still going to have to fight United. United aren't just letting you walk away with Sancho.
Yeah.
I think at the moment, I've said this all along. United are favourites to get Sancho. Now, there's a big difference between favourites to get him and then getting him.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You can be favourites to win the title. Don't mean you can win the title, though. Exactly. That's the difference. So I still put United down as favourites, but Chelsea are still right there. That is for sure.
But no, the player. Remember, the player also likes it. Who goes after him more? Who really wants him? Do you know what I mean? Who shows it? I mean, as much as
United have spent about 2 years.
But that's what, I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what majority of the signings did for Chelsea this summer. They said how they spoke to everyone. They spoke to Lampard, how much they wanted them at the club. Do you know what I mean? So that comes into effect as well. I mean, if Sancho, people think, United are favourites, but if Chelsea come in and do the charm offensive, like Tuchel speaks to him or something, then
Oh yeah, but then I've no doubt that Ollie's already been charming him,
probably.
And I'm not gonna lie, Ollie does look like he can be quite a charmer by the looks of it. He was speaking that Norwegian accent, and he'll serenade Sancho in beautiful words, going, "You are better than the Welsh Dan James. You be big time here. Greenwood is new striker. Dan James." He goes to the whatever.
We don't care.
Back up. It would also be quite funny. Ollie going, but against Man City, you go sit on bench. Dan James plays. Somehow I don't see Ollie doing that. But look, it's going to be an interesting fight for sure. And George saying, I've done that one. No, I mean, he's not signed a quality player. Just an example. I mean, he wanted to buy a quality player, just an example. I hear that. I do hear that. Nippin saying, please don't give Spurs fans any more grief. They've gone through enough as it is.
So I can't do that. Sorry. Can't do that.
We missed out on so many quality signings because of Levy's attitude in the market.
Yeah, that's very true.
I've got this statement here. So I was told statement before I get the rest of the panel's opinions. I'll just read a clip of it. So Levy said, we shall focus on the recruitment of a new head coach. We are acutely aware of the need to select someone with values to reflect those of our great club and return to playing football with the style of which we are known, free-flowing, attacking and entertaining, whilst continuing to embrace our desire to see young players flourish from our academy alongside experienced talent. Well, we now know why Mourinho was sacked. The key part in that statement, in case anyone didn't know why Mourinho was sacked, free-flowing, attacking and entertaining. There are 3 words that Jose Mourinho is absolutely not known for in England, in my opinion anyway. But Daniel, what do you make of the thoughts of getting Sancho? Is that something you'd be embracing?
If Tuchel wants him, then get him.
Yeah.
That's it, really. I just want to back the manager, like I always do.
Yeah. Well, I hear that. I do hear that. You're saying total hogwash. I hear that. It's just PR bullshit. Big up to Max in the chat now. How are you? Big up to you all. I'm good. What time are you streaming till? I'll be streaming till 4 p.m. Transfer talk is only an hour. And then I've got a long break until the Liverpool match reaction at 10:15 tonight. I'm joined by Valvishwan as well. But Lindsay, looking from what everyone has said and looking at Chelsea, obviously, looking to possibly hijack a move for Sancho, where do you see him going at the end of the summer?
So this is from the Sun that have said they're making a bid. That means it's nowhere near.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to happen. But if he does go Chelsea, that is a terrifying attack. Especially if they get, is it Lukaku or Haaland?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it'll be Lukaku. Apparently, they've been speaking to Lukaku for around about 3 months.
Yeah, that's just terrifying.
No, I do hear that. Look, yeah, as you said it, I have to keep emphasizing it. It is from the Sun, so don't take it as bloody gospel. That's for sure. But Velv, you said that Liverpool were getting Mbappe, Haaland, Sancho, and all these people. You also said Neymar, but what's your thoughts on getting or Sancho going to Chelsea, not you getting him?
I don't think Sancho will go to Chelsea. I think Harry Kane will go to Chelsea and Sancho will go to Man United.
Interesting shout. Who do you think goes to City then?
Lautaro Martinez.
Fair. I mean, why do you think that Sancho is off to United and Kane's off to Chelsea? What makes you say that?
I feel like Chelsea want to be at that time. They want to win trophies because, I think they want to win trophy. I think they want to win the Premier League next season. So by signing Kane, you already get that. They could possibly do like a treble if they get Kane, because he is that very good. With Tuchel's system and with Kane up top to provide the clinical edge, it'll be a terrifying force to be reckoned with. And with Sancho, I think with Sancho going to United, it brings more creativity on the wings, and could possibly help like the strikers up top. I think that Greenwood will get more goals with Sancho creating, and with Bruno Fernandes as well.
No, I hear that. What do the rest of you make of what Val said? Do you think Kane to Chelsea, Sancho to United is more likely?
No, I would say this. So I think, depending on what happens with Chelsea this summer, because I don't want Chelsea to all summer. I think we do need a striker, and I think Chelsea will be looking for a striker. But at the same time, if they can't get a deal overdone between maybe Kane and Lukaku, I don't think Haaland is an option. If they can't really get a deal about that, then they're gonna pursue the likes of Sancho to then maybe add more of an attacking force, and then Tuchel will find a system where he will play more of these kind of attacking wingers as the main kind of strikers, like having a false nine, maybe like a Havertz player. So it's going to be between that. But yeah, But look, if I had an option, I want Kane. I don't want Sancho. I want a clinical striker that's going to get me more than 30 goals a season. And if, as I said before, I think as a neutral, I think it makes sense for Sancho to go to Man United more than Chelsea, because he'll be the only right winger who, there wouldn't be anyone in front of him. He would just be the guy who's going to go and fit straight away into the team. Whereas as Chelsea, there'll be more competition and maybe more rotation, and so it just really just depends on the player himself. Maybe it's not really. I think it's going to be down to Sancho where he kind of wants to go and play, maybe. And
I think he walks. I think he walks straight. Alex, I'm sorry. I think he walks straight into Chelsea's team. There's no competition.
No. I think he does. It's just kind of. But what I'm saying is
it's what's behind him, isn't it?
It's just
you look
like,
at You look at
Yeah.
United, you'd be fighting with Dan James, whereas if you look at Chelsea, you're fighting with Hudson-Odoi per se.
Yeah, but the issue is now then. The issue is now then. If he goes to United, he might get overplayed.
Yeah.
No, see,
Look
I
at
don't think they certainly wouldn't in the first season because he'll be playing on the right. Cavani signed down for another year.
Yeah.
Greenwood for me next season would then switch between playing up top and on the right wing for games that. So let's say it's a sort of game against like a West Ham. Cavani's playing. Sancho needs a rest. He's just played Real Madrid in the Champions League. You can play Greenwood outright and out wide. I don't think he'd be overplayed because Ollie still has some quality. If they didn't have Cavani, and they were relying solely on Mason to do up top, then yeah, I could see the overplayed bit. But because they've still got Cavani, you've still got Mason Greenwood who'll be able to sort of split the time between the two roles, sort of up top and on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just depends. It really just depends on what business. Because also, like, don't forget, it's gonna play a big part. So, for example, Harry Kane. I think Harry Kane is gonna leave this summer. I think he will go because I think Daniel Levy, like, this is his opportunity to make some big bucks. There's also, like, don't forget, Daniel Levy is still trying to pay off. He's still like around about 400 million in debt, right, from the new stadium. So actually, if he actually got a big budget from Harry Kane, I think this would be his last opportunity to sell Kane at a high price because he's 28. In 2 years' time, he'll be 30. People won't pay as much for that for him when he's 30 because obviously there's not much longevity with him.
He's
And
just entered the prime of his
injury
career.
might play a big part in it in a long term. So this is the time to sell him and sorry to just quick go off topic, but talking about Harry Kane, what you just mentioned there when about Levy's what he said about what you read about just 5 minutes ago about his comments about the only thing that might play a big part in it is that obviously they're still looking for a manager, right? And doing a business where you're letting a big striker go whereas staying in the same time still trying to find the right manager might play a big part on how long the Kane transfer will take, because obviously they would rather.
I think that makes it quicker. Because no manager is going to want that on their CV. Harry Kane leaving. I think that makes it. I think that gets it done quicker.
Yeah, no, it's just maybe like Levy would say, wait, let me get my manager first. Let me get the business of a manager done before I want to get players out, because the manager might think, because this is how I think about it. If Levy's looking for a manager, many managers will come to the team and say, okay, the manager might say, oh, I want to keep Harry Kane, or there'll be like a new project. So, for example, like last year, I think Harry Kane was going to leave, and I think there was the likes of Chelsea and the likes of the bigger teams like Man United, Man City, who were in for Kane last summer, but he only stayed an extra year because obviously Mourinho came to the team, and obviously there was something to build with Mourinho. But now I think Kane has had enough. And to be honest, until Tottenham don't get a new manager, like confirmed, I think the transfer business of Kane won't start, because I think Levy would just be stubborn enough to say, no, wait, I don't want my player to leave until I know for certain which manager's going to the season.
I do. I don't know if any of you have watched the All or Nothing with Tottenham, but Levy ain't going to keep an unhappy player. If he's got Harry Kane kicking off, he's not keeping him. But
we've been off Ericsson for quite cheap as well.
Didn't this what's his name? Ericsson, was it?
Yeah, so Ericsson,
Ericsson. Is it because they were just unhappy? And for me, if Kane kicks off, Levy has no choice. If Harry Kane comes out and goes, I'm done, I want to fucking go, Tottenham are a shit club, they have zero ambition, proper kicks off in the media, he's out, he's going. And I think Harry Kane, look, if Tottenham keep him, they're just being selfish cunts, because they have zero aspirations of ever winning anything. to be brutally honest. Daniel Levy does not operate Tottenham as a big club. He operates it as, we want as much money as humanly possible. If we get Champions League, bullseye. That is how I see it. It would be so selfish to keep Harry Kane, knowing that this lad is capable enough of winning league titles and Champions Leagues. It would be the most selfish, barbaric excuse. It would be horrific. Utterly horrific. George saying Kane at Chelsea would add 25 goals to them trying to win the league. Also says debt maybe, but he still has to find a stadium sponsor, more money in. And no manager wants to run Spurs. Look at what happened to the last two. I totally agree. And George saying Spurs have ambition, Levy doesn't. Yeah, but the issue with that is Levy is Spurs. So I look at Roman Abramovich, and he is the face of Chelsea. In terms of where you see Chelsea going, you know that Roman has ambition. Sheikh Mansour at City has that ambition. A lot of people don't class United as having ambition because they're run by the Glazers. So I hear that Spurs fans may have ambition. The club doesn't necessarily fit that ambition because of how Daniel Levy operates with Tottenham Hotspur. It's a bit mad. Business side of Spurs, I hear it. I do hear it. The business side of Spurs is what has made you this big club, because before it wasn't. You weren't as big. But before we wrap up, I'll get everyone's final thoughts on how, out of these three, how many of them become true. So City to get Kane, Arsenal to sign this backup goalkeeper from Barca, and Chelsea to sign Sancho. Andrew, we'll start with you. How many of them happen? How many?
How much did they want for Neto? About 20 million or something?
He was bought for 23 million. He's valued at 9, so I'm going to say 15.
I think even Arsenal will probably do that. Did you say Spurs to get a striker, just a replacement for Kane?
No, I said City to buy Kane.
Oh, City to buy Kane.
Chelsea to buy Sancho.
Both of them, I go at 50%, 50-50. Like I said, like I would explain, City would have to do a 180 on what they're currently doing in terms of who they buy. And Chelsea, I think it's between us and Man United, so it's 50-50, I believe. So, yeah.
No, I hear that. George saying Man U transfers shows ambition most of the time. Most of the time.
Not all of them.
I wouldn't necessarily agree. Last summer looked like an ambitious transfer window for United.
No,
like Donny van de Beek signing of the season.
Shut up, Elf. Plymouth are a smaller club than #United. First of all, untrue. Second of all, you're an Arsenal fan. But what about you, Daniel? What's the probability of all three of these happening?
Arsenal to get a backup goalkeeper, the most likely, about 90%.
That's fair. What about you? Oh,
I'm trying to say Sancho to Man United or Chelsea. That's 50-50. I think. And Man City to get Kane is about 8. I'd say about 70% because they need a striker.
I hear that. George saying Fernandez. Yeah, he was an ambitious one. I'll give you that. It was a very good signing as well. So yeah,
Spurs wanted Fernandez as well.
United do good business. It's just they're so inconsistent with their good business that they can never really build on it. This is the first summer that they would have had John Myrtle and Darren Fletcher in the thing. Eddie Nketiah would be like R9 for Shitty Plymouth. Mate, a newsflash, Eddie Nketiah doesn't even get into our starting 11. Have you seen his first touch? Can't have that first touch in League One, Jesus. Eddie Nketiah, go check out Exeter. They're your level. Eddie Nketiah is a League 2 player, not a League 1 player. Don't disrespect us like that. But Alex, what about you? What's the probability of all three of these happening?
With the Arsenal one, I don't think it's that much of a high probability because I think they already have two goalkeepers, Ryan and Leno. I don't.
Leno wants to.
Leno's going.
Sorry, I wasn't very clear on this. Leno looks like he's out the door as well.
Is he okay? Oh, okay, then maybe it's going to be a good chance. But with that one, I think there's probably a high chance of it happening. And the Jadon Sancho Harry Kane deal, I think it's going to be. There's a lot of rumors. There's going to be a lot of rumors the next month, and it's going to be up and down. So, hot 50-50, man. Like it's going to really have a big part on like whatever each team does and what the team is going to pursue. If Chelsea are going to pursue more for the striker, or they're going to, it's going to be a tussle. It's going to be a tussle because if Chelsea pursue Kane, I think we can get Kane, and if they're going to pursue Sancho, I think they'll get Sancho. So, 50-50 for me, I think. And same for Man City.
Yeah. No, I hear that. George saying we've got loads of League Two players. What, Tottenham? Have you?
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Maybe
Dyer.
Dele Alli, Dyer, yeah. Newsflash, Dyer definitely doesn't get into our team in League One. I mean, Eric Dyer is so trash. I swear to God, and I'm going to say this now, if Eric Dyer is put in that 26-man team, I'm going to absolutely verbally obliterate Southgate.
Well, he is, though.
He's going in now. I'm sorry, no, you're going
we know he's starting.
It looks like Southgate's going to get verbally battered by himself. So
He's
actually,
been living off that Colombia penalty for the past 3 years.
Fuck off! I swear, it was a great moment, but that was 4 years.
You know the reason why England have never succeeded, is because the problem is with England, they've always had shit managers that actually coach their nation. If we actually had a Pep Guardiola, if we had a Pep Guardiola as an English manager, we would have won more World Cups.
Don't even need a Pep. We just need Graham Potter. Yeah. I'm dead certain of this. Yeah. A Graham Potter wins us a World Cup.
Yeah.
I'll say this now with chest. Graham Potter wins us a World Cup because the way he gets Brighton playing is fucking Brighton. The shit he'd do with a Sancho and a Kane. He would do unspeakable things to Germany's backline. Unspeakable. Like, it would be the most disgusting thing. Literally, any national team that came up against Graham Potter's England, trust me, they're going to be in counselling for about 4 years because that's going to be traumatic experience for them. They're going to have PTSD. Winks, Dyer, Lamella, Bergwijn, shall I carry on? No, we hear it. I do hear it. Lanzi, though, what about you? Probability of all three of these happening?
I think Kane to Man City is about a 70%. Mm-hmm. I know Man City don't spend loads on one signing, but this is Harry Kane. This is guaranteed goals for at least 4 more years if he stays fit. I think Neto to Arsenal is pretty much going to happen with Leno leaving. Is it Sancho to Chelsea?
Yeah.
I'll give it 50-50. Depends if Chelsea prioritise a striker or Sancho. Yeah. And if Man United don't bring him in.
Yeah. No, I hear that. What about you, Velv? What's the probability of all three of these happening?
He always goes at weird times.
Velv, are you in Andrew's kitchen again? So
I've had to call someone out to remodel that bathroom. I tell you. That is absolutely. That is not something.
Velv said Harry Kane's going to sign for Chelsea. Sancho's going to Man United, and he thinks Arsenal will sign the goalkeeper.
I'm going to say that Velvishwan has just said that Liverpool are a bunch of bullshit and they're a shit team, we're a shit manager. So that was a statement from Velvishwan. Oh yeah. He said that I should get Europa League, but
Europa Conference.
we're going to end. We're going to end it there because busy day. I've got all sorts of things planned to do. None of it exciting. But we'll be back at 10:15 after the Liverpool game. Obviously playing Burnley. Big game for them. They have to win to keep their top 4 hopes still alive going into the final.
It's going to be
1-0, Chris Wood.
Yeah, that would be even more funny, to be brutally honest. Tomorrow, back at the same time with Transfer Talk, and then who's giving me playback? Who's good? Someone have playback. We'll be back tomorrow, Rest View, as well as Transfer Talk at 3 p.m. Tuesday, we'll be live at 12:30, 30 minutes build up before Gareth Southgate announces what I don't even want to know what he's going to announce. And you'll get live reaction. I'll try and get some England people on, not from the actual England squad. I wouldn't want to talk.
You got me who supports England through and through.
But I'll try and get some English people on that stream to give the best reaction. Left back. Of course you are, Velv. But yeah, that's at 12:30 on Tuesday. Saturday, 8 p.m. we'll be live with our squads. Most of them coming in now. So we're all in. We're all doing our individual squads, then we're going to pick a combined squad, and we'll pick our starting 11 versus Croatia. So that's all coming on Saturday, 8 p.m. But before you go, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel with notifications on if you haven't done so already. But Andrew, where can they find you, bro?
On this channel, Chelsea show on Fridays, Chelsea reactions, Show Strong TV, Chelsea watch alongs, wrestling show, everything but football show, bits and bobs channel Tuesdays, Corner of Cobham, 7 p.m. If you go to my Twitter handle, Winter Serve, you'll find links to my channel, The Nexus Geek channel, and also link to Kate's No Filter Football, where we discuss mostly Chelsea stuff. So come over there. Thank you very much.
100%. And Daniel, where can they find you, bro?
Follow me on Twitter at seriously Daniel MTG. You can follow me on the Chelsea show. Not this Friday, because I'll be spending time with my grandma. But next week I'll be back to normal. But make sure you subscribe to the channel as well.
Big up to yourself as well. And Alex, where can they find you, bro?
And he's asleep.
Nice.
So did you hear me? Did you hear what I said?
No, you're
you
was on
muted.
mute.
Sorry. Thanks for having me on. Shout out to you, Niall, and Stoke Premier League, and this is my Twitter handle just below, and shout out to just a lot of other channels I'm on, and like a channel called Back TV, Occasional Filter, and Andrew's on, and keep up the good work.
Cheers, mate. Much appreciated. Lansley, where can they find you?
Lansley2710 on Twitter.
Perfect. And Velv, where can they find you?
I am inside Andrew's house _ yes.
Get out, you dirty man.
and where can they actually find you?
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram at VEL_skills.
Perfect. We'll be back at 10:15 after the Liverpool match against Burnley. Should be a good one. Home of darts. Big up to yourself as well. And Egda saying, what have I missed? You've missed the entire show. But it's okay. Just a quick recap on what we've discussed today. It will take 2 seconds once my thing stops acting like crap. That ticker still going? Why is that ticker? Fuck knows. Basically, we're discussing Sancho to Chelsea, Kane to Manchester City, and Neto to Arsenal. Not Pedro Neto, the Neto from Barcelona. The Barcelona's keeper. So that is what you've missed. But check out the replay. Go onto YouTube, type in "Let's Talk Premier League," and check out the entire video. But as I said, we'll be back after the not Chelsea game, the Liverpool game at 10:15 against Burnley. They need to win to keep top 4 hopes up. But a big thanks to everyone watching, and we'll see you in a bit.